I've been waiting on the sunset, bills on my mindset, I can't deny it. Getting higher, higher than my income, income's breadcrumbs. I've been trying to survive the glow that the sun gets right around sunset.
This pandemic has certainly created dynamic times. It's something that none of us have experienced, and hopefully none of us have to experience this again in the future. But I would say, as I mentioned a moment ago, the positivity, the optimism, I continue to be inspired by the caring and the empathy and just the support for people around us. I think it's bringing out the best in humanity. I would say that first and foremost. I truly believe, too, that as we get through this thing, and I know that there's people's lives that have been, severely involved, we'll come out of this thing better, than we were before. We'll learn, we'll get better. I truly believe that. As it relates to Cisco and what we're doing is, first and foremost, the well-being of our employees, our customers, our partners, our teammates, and our communities is top priority. We continue to always put the light of how can we help people. That's the lens in which we look at the business. And we want to make sure that we're staying connected with them and we're providing and helping them and the community around us. So that's the big thing. And I would say along that line, two examples that really kind of fires me up. Chuck, I don't know if you heard Chuck Robbins, our CEO, he announced that $225 million commitment to charities that need, groups that need help, whether it be cash or equipment. That was announced, and we've got the plan giving set up. And then we also rallied all the Cisco employees across the globe, and I think we're also including our partners now, too. It's a 72-hour giving campaign called Let's Give Together. And we expect collectively to raise over $1 million, and that's with Cisco's foundation matching funds in there. So it's pretty exciting stuff so far that we're seeing out there. So I'll stop there, see if I'm making sense.
No, that's great. I mean, the level of corporate giving that's out there has actually been really exciting, right? It's been, in many ways, not, just great to see. You have, whether it's Cisco, you have Apple, you have a lot of companies who are stepping up to the plate. So it's cool to see that. The other thing that I think is amazing is the use of the technology that's really been around. Like sometimes moments in time, all of a sudden transition what we've had in our lives for so long and have turned them into people recognizing how amazing these technologies truly are. And WebEx falls into that, right? The Cisco WebEx meetings programs. And I'd love to hear kind of what you are seeing and the impact that you feel like that's having out there.
Yeah. Well, some of these technologies due to the pandemic that were nice to haves or perceived to be nice to haves versus need to haves, we're seeing an evolution there, and I think we'll ultimately change the way we work, live, play, and learn because of this. I do think that we have been able to respond in a favorable manner, meaning Cisco and our partners, for our customers. I'll touch on a couple things. The usage has gone through the roof, Jeff, as you said. I mean, WebEx, Chuck Robbins was on, CNBC, and he talked about 5.5 billion meeting minutes were what he was counting through March, the first 11 days of March. You can just do the math here. Here we are in the 26th, and we're well beyond that in terms of the meeting usage. And then I know through March 16th alone, we had 3.2 million meetings globally on WebEx. So the platform is being heavily utilized. I'm very happy and excited that Cisco, and while we're working probably harder than we ever have been, we're able to do it with purpose. We're helping people, and it's pretty cool to do. On the WebEx thing, real quick, I'll touch on, you talk about helping customers. We have offered free 90-day trials for any new customer out there across small business, any vertical, even into the FedRAMP space. For existing customers, we're giving them a free expansion of their licenses through the end of May. And then if there's a need for a company to do a large meeting, we're offering 30 days free to use the WebEx platform. So that's just around meetings and calling. If you flip over to, you think about healthcare and the taxing of the healthcare industry with this pandemic, we're giving free 90-day trials for hospitals that need to use contact center technology to triage and to stay connected. So that's something that's out there. And for all other industries, We're giving a significantly discounted licensing for per agent, and we're giving away free PSTN delivery for all those calls. So those are some of the things that happen around WebEx. So pretty exciting.
That is exciting. I mean, I love the idea, you know, I feel like some of the industries that are going to really transition, you hit on like the medical, because I mean, you know, we go in for these consultations that literally could take 5 minutes.
Yep.
You know, it reminds me of that old joke, right? I probably will cut this out, but my old joke, which is, doctor, it hurts when I touch here. It hurts when I touch here. It hurts when I touch here. What's wrong with me, doctor? And the doctor says, you got a broken finger.
Yeah.
You don't need.
Well, telemedicine is something that's a big piece of the WebEx usage, and these WebEx contact center licenses. It's telemedicine, whether it be in the federal space, whether it be for mental health. They're leveraging, and I just was on a phone with a hospital down in Atlanta. They need to expand like now their telemedicine capabilities in order to reach those customers or those patients that are sitting at home that don't want to come into the hospital. They can still serve them remotely. So this is why I was talking about, you know, as we get through this thing, I think the way we work, live, play, and learn is going to evolve and change.
I absolutely see that. I agree with 100%. I mean, it's amazing that this, you know, you will hope that it all sticks, right? The telemedicine thing, for me, is one of the most exciting parts, as you said.
It is. And, you know, it's scale, right? You use these really smart doctors and they can able to touch multiple clients, and, you know, it's about speed. It's about, productivity. It's about, giving that care that the patients need in a distanced way. So, you know, something else, Jeff, if you're all right with it, WebEx is on fire and doing awesome and helping a lot of people, but we're also seeing a high demand around security. Because of all these remote workers coming online, this is where Cisco is another strength that we have to serve and help people. And we're seeing some great things. As a matter of fact, we saw 10 times the request from companies to say, hey, can you help us secure our network and our mobile workers around some of our products that's to help remote workers, like multi-factor authentication. Duo is the product that we've had 1,000 new customers that signed up just last week alone, and their growth is on that product set is up, triple digits. So there's some good things that we're doing. We'll have some free offers around that too. Free offers around Umbrella, 90 days. Duo, they're doing 30-day free trials. And then AnyConnect, which is our VPN, they're getting 90-day free trials. So a lot of good things there too.
That's great. Positive. So let's talk a little bit about also, right, which is, I mean, we've had, obviously, when we have these conversations, there's always something random that happens. As you mentioned earlier, someone's, all of a sudden a kid's sitting on the lap, a dog or a cat comes running by. Is there anything that you've personally seen someone forget to turn off their microphone in a questionable place?
We have not had any bathroom types of things. That's really cool thing about Cisco's WebEx is that you have to opt in to turn on your camera and those types of things. So that's really good. I'm not, so that's positive. I would say, we've had a ton of fun activities. We've had story time for kids. We've had, like I said, this morning we had 4 or 5 kids sitting on their parents' laps as we were on one of our team calls, our daily check-ins or weekly check-in. But there's like drink making classes. This morning we did your favorite coffee mug and tell the story behind it. So I don't know, Alex, is there anything that you're seeing that's like super funny? You're on mute, I think, Alex.
One of the teams that I'm sort of working on right now or coalescing with is they've been doing a Where's Waldo with their team's kids. So they'll hide a teddy bear like in the background and have the kid find the teddy bear, and I think that's just precious.
So nothing, Jeff, that I would say that's like really, because Cisco, you got to think about this. Cisco, we've been using this technology for years. We've been remote for years, right? In that mobile worker kind of workforce. But I'm sure there's probably some good ones. If I call it the partners or customers, they've got some good ones. But I would say there's a ton of creativity that keeps the teams connected, like an old-fashioned drink making kind of thing. They had virtual happy hour. Karaoke is one that I've heard teams have done. I haven't seen it yet. I don't want to participate, but I certainly would like to be there.
I might pay you to participate, John.
Yeah. But the teams are really doing great things. I mean, there was like a team yoga. They've got these Peloton rooms. They're doing all kinds of cool things that are out there.
Oh, that's great. So, I mean, I think that's the fabulous point. I mean, people often say, "Can you imagine if this was going on in the '90s?" And today, we're extremely lucky because we have organizations like Cisco who are not only able to have this technology, but now we're actually recognizing value of it. I mean, I have my kids who are using this technology for learning. They're using it for, just kind of engaging with their friends and family. My daughter turns 14 tomorrow, so we're going to bring the family in.
Well, happy birthday to her. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So this has been
so. If you guys need any help, meaning your peers, if you need anything around free trials, WebEx, any of that kind of stuff, you need anything around security, let us know. And it's certainly, if there's anything we can do to help you or your family, whether it be health, resources, any kind of thing, you're part of the family. We're ready, willing, and able to jump in and help you.
I appreciate that. And for the channel partners who are listening to this, you have special promotions and programs for them as well?
Yes, especially with the dynamic times, we're working on a number of different things, and we hope to make those announcements here in the next day or two, specifically around extended financing terms, because we know with the current environment, access to capital, that's something that they're very interested in. Yep. So that's coming. Also, customer offers, aggressive, Cisco capital and financing options for our end customers is coming. There's also some contractual things, whether it be customers aren't there to accept orders. How do we handle those situations? How can we help our partners as it relates to certifications? Oh, by the way, we have pushed all those certifications, audits way out down the road to allow them to focus on taking care of the customers and the community and their families. So those are just some of the things that we've done to try to make it good for our partners.
I got to imagine for some partners who have been struggling to make that transition to subscription style revenue programs, that this actually is probably opportunistic, because since you are extending some of that capital and some of the loans, it's an opportunity for them to say, okay, I know the demand is now really there. I can really focus my energies on the off-prem type of activities and the subscription revenues, and I can leverage some of that Cisco capital programming to drive it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think there's a lot of them that have been leveraging it. And I think there's a lot of them that are now super interested with the new dynamic in the marketplace. As I said, it's about perspective. The glass is half full. We're first focused on helping our customers, helping our community, helping our partners. And as over time, we can use this to make us better, stronger, more efficient.
And you can let your head down. Hey, you got to keep your head up. Oh, and you can let your head down. Hey, I know it's hard.